Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to Quick Break Games. So, to celebrate Batman Day, TT Games and Warner Brothers have released a new trailer for LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, the next big LEGO game coming out in 2026. And this is kind of a behind-the-scenes sort of trailer here that has quite a bit of new gameplay, as well as a lot of the developers talking. So I definitely recommend giving this thing a watch. Now, as for this video, I'm going to be breaking down the gameplay aspects, so I've removed all the parts of the different developers talking, and we're just going to see what new gameplay features that we can find in this trailer. So let's get started. Okay, so we have this little title sequence here, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, Building the Legacy. So maybe there's going to be more of these featurettes to come. We'll have to wait and see on that as we approach the 2026 launch. And so this first bit of gameplay here is Batman jumping off this rooftop in his 2022 Robert Pattinson suit. And you can see in the background there's actually a bat signal. If you've seen the previous trailer, you have to build up those bat signals. I think they even show that again in this gameplay later on. We'll have to see. But yeah, so maybe there's multiple bat signals you have to build around the city. Maybe that's one of the objectives you got to do. I'm not sure. But this next shot, we're now on the streets of Gotham. You can see a diner there in the background. Doesn't look like you can go into that one, but you might be able to. And then on the right side, you have some posters. Looks like Harvey Dent posters. So Two-Face is going to be on this game, and he seems to be based off of the Tommy Lee Jones version, by the way. And here he spawns in the Batmobile. So yes, the Batmobile can be spawned in at any time, just with the flick of the D-pad, which is very cool. This is the 2022 Robert Pattinson Batmobile. So that seems to kind of be the first Batsuit as well as Batmobile that you're going to get in the game, it seems. So here is the Bat Cycle, and look at the rain, the way it streaks across the Bat Cycle there, with Commissioner Gordon, again based off of the 2022 appearance. And it looks like to be a race, I believe is what those are in the open world. So there are different activities you can do with the vehicles. Here we got Welcome to Kingston. So that's another area. Looks like a little circle of studs there that you can glide through. Best coffee advertisement. Shirley's Music. That might be an Easter egg to something in the comic books. I'm not sure. And here we get a look at the 1960s Batmobile, which is going to be featured in the game. So not only does Batman have multiple suits, but the Batmobiles can be swapped out to all the different ones that have appeared throughout the comics and movies. So this is the 60s Batmobile, which of course appeared in LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. And look at that, even the other cars have little license plates. So much attention to detail. And here we get a look at the 1960s Adam West Batsuit. And very briefly there we can see the serial Batman suit from like the 1930s, 40s era. And there we see there the Brave and the Bold costume, which was playable at Gamescom. And then it goes back to the 2022 Batsuit. Trying to see if there's anything else out in the city. Dude, just look how big the city is, man. This is going to be crazy to explore once we get access to the full thing. There we see Shrex from Batman Returns. There we see the GCPD in Tri-Corner. So I think most of this gameplay does seem to show Tri-Corner. Of course, that was the island that was playable in the Gamescom demo. It's also the smallest island of the game. So they're definitely holding back those larger islands. So that's the GCPD building. We'll have to see if that's actually fully explorable, if you can walk inside. There's Ace Chemicals. Here we get a shot of Bruce Wayne and Alfred. There's Bane, which we saw in the previous trailer. There's some Red Hood thugs, which was in the demo that I got to play at Gamescom. There's the bat signal up there in the background, just gliding around Gotham. So this actually might be... So we see Iceberg Lounge there in the background. So this might be one of the other islands. It's hard to tell. But yeah, we'll continue on here. Here we get some more gameplay with Commissioner Gordon as the co-op buddy. And you can see one of the Wayne Tech collectible chests right there in the background too. Joker Henchman. Looks like Joker Henchmen, yeah, they look to have their face painted and everything. The colored hair as well makes sense. There you can see Batman throw down a smoke pellet and kind of grapple away. I'm not sure if the smoke pellet is one of the gadgets that you can actually use in the game or if this is just a cutscene thing, but that would be cool if smoke pellets were used. Definitely would be helpful for stealth scenarios. Here you can see these air vents, which you can use in the open world to gain height while you're gliding, which is pretty cool. And well, we got a really quick little sequence of cutscenes here. So this is in the Ace Chemicals level that I got to play. Here we get to see young Bruce Wayne kind of training up in the ninja arts. And there briefly we get to see an even younger Bruce Wayne as a boy. So here they show this in the trailer. We see Wayne Manor when Bruce Wayne was a child. So this seems to maybe be the opening level or the opening sequence of the game. Look at that little rainbow effect on the left. So this does seem to be a fully explorable environment. There's Bruce Wayne and his father, Thomas Wayne. There you can see the big Wayne Manor. Look how huge it is. I wonder if that's going to be explorable, if you can walk inside Wayne Manor. And I'm not sure, who is this kid? Is that like his friend or something? I don't know. So you can see Bruce Wayne kind of playing around. So I'm guessing during this sequence, he is going to fall into the Batcave to kind of discover that, or maybe he already did that. But this is the part where they are going over to the movie theater, where of course his parents end up getting shot. So yeah, this does seem to be a playable level in the game. I'm not sure, you know, in the open world, you're going to have Gotham to explore, but can you go back to explore, you know, Wayne Manor here, or is this only part of a level? I'm thinking it's only part of a level, but again, we're going to have to wait and see for the final game to release. Here's this sequence of Batman training with the ninjas, which we've seen in the previous trailer. Here we get to see, what are these goons? Are these Mr. Freeze goons, maybe? With the white outfits there? Someone let me know what you think of these goons. What faction are they a part of? Here he does a little takedown. There we see Catwoman, mainly based off of her 2022 appearance. Here we get to see some more footage from the Ace Chemicals level, which I got to play back at Gamescom. Very thankful for WB Games for inviting me out there. There we see Falcone's Fishery. And oh, let me go back. Is that welcome to... Yeah, welcome to Port Adams. Alright. There we see Bane, which we've seen in the previous trailer. Joker, based off of the Heath Ledger appearance. There we get to see the Batman 2022 sequence with the Batmobile and going after Penguin. Look how he's got like donuts in his car, which is pretty funny. Here we get to see, looks like a hostage scenario here with a stealth, probably a stealth scenario where you can sneak in on these enemies. Here we get some Batarang gameplay there. Batclaw gameplay, pulling in these different mime henchmen. Batman throws the pie in the Joker henchman's face there. And there he says, I gotta become a symbol. This is after he's kind of heading back to Gotham City after doing all the training with the ninjas. There's the 2022 outfit, the iconic shot. There's that shot again of Batman building up the bat signal. I do wonder if this is going to be like a fast travel thing, if there's multiple around the city. But I think we've only seen that one. Yeah, let's look at the city environment, man. Dude, the detail. You can see all the different shops as rangers or something along those lines. You got the different civilians holding umbrellas because it's raining. I wonder if it ever stops raining in the city or if it's just always doing that. And here you can see Batman driving around this forklift that maybe is part of a level, maybe it's in the open world. It's a little hard to tell. Here we have a building that looks like it's under construction still. Gotham Burger in the background there. That's pretty funny. There's the glide mechanics, and whoa, what is looks like, look up here, what is going on there? Almost looks like something's getting destroyed. Maybe there's a crime going on up there. There is the explosive gel, as well as another bat suit. This seems to be, what is that, the Lego Batman 2 suit? It's very similar to it. It's pretty cool. But we haven't really seen explosive gel used outside of this one clip. I would like to see some more of that. There's Heath Ledger Joker, you want to get nuts. Here we have some more cutscenes from the Ace Chemicals level, which we've already seen before. Here we got another shot of the open world, which I believe was in the previous trailer. And look at this. They zoom into the close-ups of the building. You can see everything is made out of Lego. Now, if you look behind that, it doesn't look like it's really made out of Lego, but you can tell they tried their best to make almost everything made out of Lego in this game, which is pretty crazy. There's that Shirley music again. Welcome to Kingston. Again, you got some more civilians with umbrellas. Look at that. You even have like two civilians kind of talking amongst each other. He's like holding a little chicken leg in his hand. There's Batman there in the background. Dude, the detail is crazy. Look at the rain effects on Commissioner Gordon. Look at it on its cape. Look at the texture of the cape. Dude, the graphics of this game are like on another level. You can really see why they're only releasing this on current gen platforms and not, you know, like Xbox One or PS4 or even Switch One. Here is the Batman Forever Batmobile. This is the first time we're seeing it in game. I think we already knew that it was going to be in the game, but there it is in the open world. Very cool. Action news there in the background. Again, that same coffee ad. Here we see, oh, we got Cobblepot for mayor. There's a look at Penguin. He actually looks like more of his classic design there, which is kind of interesting. And we got the Ice Princess. That might be a reference to something. That's not Harley Quinn, is it? Some of you comic book fans will have to let me know what the Ice Princess is. And there's Harvey Dent, again, kind of based off of the Tommy Lee Jones version. Romero Grocery. We got some more ads. Harvey Dent, D.A. Dent, Police Puzzler, who is question mark man, so reference to Riddler there. Dude, the detail they're putting in this environment. Express News, Gotham's premier newsstand. Loans. Got a little arrow. So cool, dude. Look at the traffic signals, like the traffic, like the little walking and stop sign actually dynamically changes. This is actually the same diner or whatever that is that we saw earlier. There's the grapple hook mechanic where you can grapple up and then boost off, similar to Batman Arkham Knight. So cool, dude. There's that Gotham Burger sign again and the GCPD. You get some more Batmobile gameplay, boosting around. There is a boost button, by the way. Now, this diner right here is explorable. You can walk in there and there's a collectible. There we see a little Riddler sign for one of his Riddler boxes scattered throughout the city. There's a ground slam. Look at the studs going everywhere. By the way, I didn't mention this in my previous videos, but there are brown studs now, or bronze studs, which are just worth 1. So previously, silver studs were the lowest denominator. They were worth 10, but now we have single studs, which I guess is kind of interesting. Here we get some more footage of some of the combat and the cutscenes, and I think that's just about it for the new stuff. A lot of this is repeats from the previous trailer. Here we do get a look at split screen, which I don't think we've seen before, at least I haven't seen it. We see this gas station. One player's playing as Batman, the other's playing as Commissioner Gordon. So this game does feature local split screen, but unfortunately there's no online. I really wish they would add online. TT, please add that in a future update or something. That would be awesome. And we get a little bit of new gameplay here. There's Batman, or Bruce Wayne, kind of discovering the Batcave as the first time, and he's got to get over his fear of bats. And there he is as an adult. This seems to be from a level as well. Yeah, look, you can see studs. So maybe you're going to have to... The light is going to be like one of the gadgets that you use in this level, and you have to kind of use that to keep the bats away. We'll have to see on that one. Here's a shot of Batman suiting up and kind of driving around the Batmobile. Some more combat. And yeah, that is it for this new look at LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. James Gunn was featured pretty prominently in this trailer, so that's pretty cool that he's on board with the video game side of DC, not just the movie side. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts on the new gameplay here of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.